We're reading from Derek Bell's Faces at the Bottom of the Well. Great book. I'm reading from the section called um, Alien Traders. Oh, I'm sorry, the Space Traders. They offer United States resources, space aliens for black bodies. 15 January. Many whites had their credit been working to their credit, been working day and night to defeat the amendment. But as is the usual fate of minority rights when subjected to referenda or initiatives, the outcome was never really in doubt. The final vote tally confirmed the predictions by 70% to 30%. American citizens voted to ratify the constitutional amendment that provided a legal bias for acceptance of the space traders' offer. In anticipation of this result, government agencies had secretly made preparations to facilitate the transfer. Some blacks escaped and many thousands lost their lives in futile efforts to resist the joint federal and state police teams responsible for rounding up, cataloging, and transporting blacks to the coast. 16 January, Professor Golightly and his family were not granted detainee status. Instead, the White House promised him safe passage to Canada for all his past services, even though he had not made the patriotic appeal the president had requested of him. But at the border that evening, he was stopped and turned back. It turned out the Secretary of the Interior had called to countermand his departure. That's something. Golightly was not surprised. What really distressed him was his failure to convince the black leaders of the anti-trade coalition to heed their own rhetoric, namely that whites in power would, given the chance to do privileged blacks what, in fact, they had not to all blacks. I wonder, he murmured, half to himself, half to his wife, as they rode in a luxury limousine sent in some irony by the Secretary of the Interior to convey them to the nearest roundup point. How my high-minded brothers at the conference feel now about their decision to fail with integrity rather than to stoop to the bit of trickery that might have saved them. Black gatekeepers never admit when they're wrong. Sad. But Gleason, his wife, asks, would our lives have really been better had we fooled the country into voting against the trade? If the space traders were to depart carrying away with them what they and everyone else says can solve our major domestic problems, wouldn't people increasingly blame us blacks for the increasing in debt, pollution, and fuel shortages? We might have saved ourselves, but only to face here a fate as dire as we face in space. People with no power are always blamed. It's insane. I hope your stoic outlook helps us through whatever lies ahead, Golightly responded as the car stopped. Then guards hustled him and his family toward the buses being loaded with other blacks captured at the Canadian border. 17 January, the last Martin Luther King holiday the nation would ever observe, dawned on an extraordinary sight. In the night, the space traders had drawn their strange ships right up to the beaches and discharged their cargoes of gold, minerals, and machinery, leaving vast empty holds. Crowded on the beaches were the inductees, some 20 million silent black men, women, and children, including babes in arms. As the sun rose, the space traders directed them first to strip off all but a single undergarment, then to line up, and finally to enter those holes which yawned in the morning light like Milton's darkness visible. The inductees looked fearfully behind them, but on the dunes above the beaches, guns at the ready, stood U.S. guards. There was no escape, no alternative. Heads bowed, arms now linked by slender chains, black people left the New World as their forebears had arrived. And that's the end of that section. So, as you see, it is very easy to re-enslave black people in the United States. Very easy. It's very easy to do legally. It's very easy to do through the judicial system, the legislative system. And the best way to stop these kinds of things is For us to be a community that functions as a community, and for us to make contributions to our society that matter so much that the society or the people in the society know that they would collapse without us. Because we do contribute a lot, and our society actually would collapse, but the people don't understand that. And we have to contribute something more than entertainment and art. And I'm a creative person, but we have to do more than entertainment, and we have to give art, um, high art, great art. We also have to do think tanks. We have to push ideas. We have to push economics, and whatever that means. We have to push social structure. We have to push all of these things in order to take a seat at the table of humanity. And most of us should be thinking about these things. And the rest of you who are not thinking about it, get with people who are thinking, not entertainers who read one book or part of a book and are trying to go to your people who know. That's the only way out. And this is what Derek Bell is teaching. And I don't know. We'll see if people get the lesson. Get the book, go through it. If you can find it, you will enjoy it. It might break your heart, it might depress you, but then it might motivate you. It motivated me. Until next time, take care of yourself and take care of your mind, take care of your body, and be safe. Please be safe.